and Willard came. And he had this beautiful straw hat. Willard wore those summer hats. And found out he was just wandering around. They said, "What's going on here?" And he said, "Well, I'm getting married." And he said, "Well, here's your wedding present for me." And he gave me that straw hat. And gosh, I kept it for years.
Ain't that something?
I kept that hat for years. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, I remember Willard.
Yeah, we would go in his store on the way home from school and just look at things, okay? We would go in that junk store and look at stuff till he'd finally run us off. He'd finally, he'd tolerate us a little while, but then he wouldn't, That's like when we would go in R.J. Allen in Western Auto. We'd go in Western Auto there, man, we'd go in there and just look and wander. And he had a unicycle there too, and he had one of them unicycles, and he would say, "Anybody that can ride it, I'll let you have it." And I had hit the floor more times trying to ride that unicycle.
You remember the War Hardware?
Yeah.
Jack McGuire?
Sure.
The same way you'd go in there, and they were competitors.
You'd look at everything.
Roy Allen always had that big cigar.
Yeah. That was, man, you think, I remember the night that burnt down. Because where we lived on the hill up there were bullets flying everywhere. They were flying where they had all the ammunition, hitting fire trucks out front, and you couldn't really put the fire out before the bullets flew.
And of course, Johnny Allen moved down around Knoxville when I was living there.
I didn't know that.
Johnny lives in Louisville, when it looks like Louisville, but it's Louisville, and it's on a lake right close to Knoxville. And I was running the campus for King College down there. And the secretary calls back and she says, there's somebody out here to see you. And I said, "Who is it?" And she said, "He won't tell me who he is." Well, I thought it was some mad student or something like that. So I walked out there, and it was Johnny Allen and Cookie.
Well,
and then we visited several times. Of course, Cookie just passed away a year or so ago.
Man, he was always so kind to me. Johnny was too.
Oh, Johnny was.
He was always so nice to me.
Great guy.
Man, just super nice. He always was to me.
And kept that store open as long as he could.
Yeah. It was there's a lot of stuff when I think about Mr. Jones there, and I laughed. Mr. Jones knew how to run an election for mayor, because he'd have a pocket full of $5 bills.
Never got beat.
He had $5 bills in his pocket, and he'd haul them all day long. He'd haul people in there, to vote. He knew exactly what he was doing, and I think that's a good open way to do it. But he would bring them in.
He brought them in.
He'd bring them in there, and Mr. Jones never got beat. He'd just go right on about his business. And
I'm surprised Jimmy hadn't gotten into politics there.
I think he just don't want to. He's got enough.
Probably saw what his dad did.
Probably. I thought about stuff a while back. I was thinking about some things and looking at some offices in Tazewell and doing some things. And then I got thinking about it. I said, some of the abuse people take that do run for public office, you know what I mean? And I got to thinking, Jerry, I said, I don't know if I want that. At this point in my life, I've got to where I'm a little settled, and I don't mind serving, okay, and I like to serve in a servant way about doing things, but I said I don't think I'd want to be to where I was just hammered all the time over stuff that you can't control. And even if it's something I can control, I don't think because I've got a little different.
Well, I still have folks that try to get me to run for mayor again. And just a few minutes ago, went into Food Line, and a guy came up and he said, "Boy, we sure miss you in town." And said, "Won't you run again?" And I said, "Well, I'm not even living here now." Well, you still got your house. I still got my house, but I said, "No, I'm not getting back into politics."
Yeah, I don't know. Well, when do you think about education? I mean, was education pushed in your home, or was it something that you talked about?
Absolutely, John. Tell a story about this, and my parents did save money for me to go to Marshall, and it cost $500 a year as room and board and everything. But I didn't. I wanted to save that money, so first year I'd use it. But as soon as I got to Huntington, I got a job. Then I'm coming home that summer. And my dad had a good job working for Caples then, and he was in charge of hiring these summer workers. And I'm thinking, I'm going to go home and have me a good job. He wouldn't hire me because He was afraid if I went to mines, I wouldn't go back and get that education. I can remember my mother crying, so I picked up a little bag and I said, I'm leaving. I'm going to Radford.
Right.